We're back for another week in review. Still catching up. This is the third week in February. And here you'll see I started the week off. I'm trying to remember back to a lot of this stuff since I am like a month behind. But this was finishing a block. I think this was, can't remember how many sets of three. But triples with 385 on the Buffalo bar. Squatting in the new mono, so had to take advantage of all that. In grand scheme of things, these actually move, like last week's, better on video than they felt. So things have been feeling really heavy and really grindy, and then I watch them, and they actually move a lot better. Here I sped up these, working on some homemade quote-unquote vert pulls. Worked up to 180, 190, and 200 kilos for sets of 5. Just feeling out how this movement's going to feel. Might try it with some higher volume stuff with a lot lighter load, but just was toying with this. This is to show the dog getting in the way of some accessory movements. He just loves to hang out and help out. Hit some death marches, a great hamstring variation. And then I love this variation for quads. I sped this up as well and didn't speed up a lot of the other stuff. But here, if you do a very slow eccentric, which is sped up, and then a pause in the bottom and a pause at the top, especially at the top, driving the knees against a band. So I like a band better than a strap. It gives you that sense of a double TKE where you can actually really flex the quads really well. And then we'll get into here a lot of throwing footage. This was a midweek practice. I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday that I had a good chunk of time off. And we're slowing this one down here, and I'll catch you back up in a minute. Just looking at the length of my left side here is what I was focusing on. It was a warm-up slam. You can see the first doesn't get very wide, but second and third get a little bit wider. Today's goal was to see how easy I could throw 110 in the light hammer. So this is all light hammer. And I think every single throw hit that. That first throw might have been at 100, and then every one over that was over 110. I was trying a couple different things and noticing that I'm applying way too much pressure with my arms and need to use my body to counter a little bit more. And trying to speed things up with my arms too much, and I need to use more of my weight, my hips to counter the hammerhead. And I was trying a couple things with trying to speed up. I know that I need to find a new gear, and with trying to find a new gear, I was missing my low point on a couple of these. And here you see these kids were really annoying, and he cared more about my camera, and he almost died. But I'm probably like 25 feet away from the basketball goal, so them coming over towards me was pretty ridiculous, and they just were more worried about a camera and thinking it's on, and there were multiple times that it was off and they were trying to play in front of it. And then their mom made them leave. So pretty soon you won't hear that much anymore. But had a good day to actually get out and practice as one of maybe, if I had to guess, I've practiced under 5 times in 2017 so far with the start of the new gym, just taking a majority of my time, not having a way to get away. So working on that though. Excuse me. But got a lot of throws in and started with the hammer and got a lot of stone throws in. And we'll get to see, I took video of almost everything because I haven't had much practice. I wanted to really analyze this stuff. Plus, actually working on a couple different things here. A lot of these, my length looked okay. Obviously, that was a great throw. But length was looking okay on 2 and 3. I could be a little bit longer on my left side, and if I just can't miss my low point. So here I was alternating between the 20-pound shot put for Braemar and then teaching myself a full spin. Just comes from a lot of watching people and trying to emulate it. And then trying to figure it out on the fly, not knowing what I'm really doing. You'll see a lot of step over fouls. But the Braemar was feeling pretty good, was feeling a longer push, and had a little bit of a light bulb moment on this day, actually. And a lot of that actually came from watching some of Reese Hoffa's coaching of one of my youth throwers that went to his clinic. Kind of picked up on a couple coaching cues of his, and it clicked for me. It's things that people have said before, but it just happened that somebody else said it in a different manner that it worked for me. And I definitely am, if anybody watches this and would love to give me feedback on these full spins, and or if you want me to send you a video or slow-mo a couple of them and send them for critique, I was happy with that one. I'd love to hear it. I think that might have been a 50-foot. So this is a 12-pound shot put here with the full spin. Just not trying to beat myself up. I've been fighting a little bit of shoulder pain. I got the coughs while I'm recording this, of course. But just really trying to work the technique. I mean, I'm somewhat happy with a little bit of how my right foot actually moves. It doesn't stick to the ground when I land. It actually rotates a little. I think that I could stay on the ground longer and not jump in the finish. That is something that I've done for forever, and just teaching yourself and not doing things right. But really trying to stay rotating longer and continuing to hold the X and stay back longer. This is actually the first time I'm actually rewatching a lot of these weight throws. I didn't really watch them when I put them together on the video. I just put them all together and let them play. I didn't speed them up. I didn't change the volume on anything. I didn't think anything sounded too bad. But I feel rusty. I feel slow, which makes sense without practicing very much over the past couple months, which was not the plan, but life gets in the way sometimes and of your hobbies. So I would have loved to have been able to throw multiple times a week. I could have made time for it. I haven't. No bullshit excuses. But really right now I just am trying to set up a method of way to be able to be at the gym and throw at least into a net so that I can actually get reps in. I just don't have a great parking lot situation or anything quite close nearby to be able to get away from the gym. And when I am the key holder and opener of the doors and closer of the doors, all my clients or all my gym members, my members, require me to be there. So I haven't been able to get away, and throwing at before 5 a.m. It's just not happening to me when I'm not leaving the gym till after 9 p.m. and just not getting enough sleep because of a lot going on and a little bit of stress. So I think I need to work on my orbit a little bit. And here, especially as I look at these lightweights, my cast, my orbit is looking a little funky. But some of these throws, I mean, realistically, I talked about it recently. A lot of my throws, their practice ranges are not terrible for where I was leaving off kind of last season. Haven't dropped off too much in practice numbers from what I was hitting with where I was hitting my bigger throws. So hopefully, quote unquote, but fingers crossed, that hangs on through the season. And some of these early games and throws without a ton of practice, hopefully I resolve that by getting 24-hour access set up. And that'll allow me to get out and get away from the gym while the members are there when I don't have clients. That's the goal. But lots of throws here. I don't know how many more are coming, but if you guys enjoy this content or have feedback for me, if anybody would like to give me some positive feedback on all these throws or negative, tell me that they suck and I should fix something. Just getting lots and lots of reps is kind of my goal, or that's what I want to do. And here, this is what finishes. So, of course, you're at the gym. Obviously, you can tell it's probably like 10 o'clock at night right now. Actually, I think it was. But when you bought a giant roll of turf, they give you this giant 15-foot cardboard tube that it looks like a caber. So you go out and you have a little fun, and you act like it's a caber. As you can tell, it's not very heavy. But it was actually pretty sturdy, and I was like, maybe I could fill this thing. I ended up cutting it up and throwing it away. But, hey, if it's like a caber, looks like a caber, feels like a caber, you got to go flip it like a caber. So that was just stupid, me joking around, having fun in the parking lot. 10 o'clock at night, a couple cars drove by. I'm sure that I looked ridiculous. Had to do it again because you can't just do it just once. I think I might have done 3 or 4 times. Had my fun, went inside. So if you guys like this content, continue to like the weekend reviews, please give it a thumbs up, like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to keep up with all these. I'll have a couple more coming out following week 8 pretty shortly here. So thanks, everybody.